A portion of today's video is kindly sponsored by Thrive Market. Well, hey friends, it's Natalie. So glad you stopped by to hang out with me today as we get some stuff done around my house. I'm so glad you're here. Drop this emoji in the comments. Before I get to some fun seed starting that I want to do today, tackling this pile will really just get that out of the way and help me enjoy the fun parts of the day even more. So if there's a spot around your house that if you just took 5 minutes to take care of it, it would make you feel a lot better, why don't you consider just getting on up and we can work together? Honestly, this whole schoolroom back here could use a total revamp, and I do plan to do that soon between now and summertime. But first of all, this pile, oh my goodness. I don't even know what's in this anymore. I've just been stacking it up to get it out of the way of eating dinner. Honestly, as annoying as messes and piles can be, stuff like this for our family is an indication that we have been having a lot of fun. Because we've just had the time to do the fun drawings and to do the fun school projects and to make the recipes, and haven't had all the time to clean up after ourselves when we're done and reorganize everything. So I just really want to take this time to reset. I'm going to be creating a pile here of stuff that I'm actually filing away as examples of schoolwork. I don't keep every single little piece, but if it's something that we worked on for school or it's something particularly impressive or whatever it is, it goes into a file system that I have to, number one, stay compliant with what we need to do in the state we live in for homeschooling. And then number two, to have a fun record for us to look back on our school year. I think someone was feeling particularly sad to have to do this math page, but she got every single answer right, and that handwriting looks beautiful for a 7-year-old. So that is definitely one that's gonna get filed. Sometimes I don't know what the heck I'm looking at when I see these drawings. It's like a mashup of Minecraft and some funny like comic world that the kids make. I don't throw anything away until the kids take a look through it. If they go, oh my gosh, yes, this is a masterpiece, I want to keep this, then I let them keep it. But most of the time, my kids are really logical and reasonable about the things they want to keep. Judah told me that he wanted to keep this pumpkin drawing from a co-op class that he took in the fall, so that actually should have been filed away a while ago. This was our St. Patrick's Day study that we did. That's more math, so that gets filed as well. That is just a blank piece of paper. Okay, I can put that into the printer. This is Liam's notebook, so that goes in his drawer. This needs to be filed. These are Legos. I'm not going to be able to clean off this whole table because there is quite the Lego explosion over here. My grandma would have been so thrilled and so touched to see her dining room table being used for everything we use this table for, from meals for our family and friends around it, to all the homeschooling we do, all the art and activities we do, the Lego time. It's so very special to us. This is just a mailer that needs to be recycled, so that can go in that pile. Okay, we are looking good. I've only been filming for about 6 minutes, probably edited this down to a few minutes. And if I wasn't sitting here yapping while doing this job, it would have probably only taken me like 3 or 4 minutes to get this done. And it has already made such a huge difference here. Okay, let's do a Thrive Market haul, and thanks to them for sponsoring the next couple of minutes of this video. Thrive Market is a membership-based online grocery store. They are on a mission to make healthy and sustainable living affordable for everyone. And that's a promise. They actually have a price match guarantee, so if you find some of their products somewhere cheaper, they have no problem taking down their price in order to match it. I've basically never had to do the price match thing though, because their prices honestly are better than anywhere, especially if your family has dietary needs, allergies, restrictions. You can actually go onto the Thrive Market app or on their website and filter your searches to find exactly what fits your needs. So I ate egg-free for years, and Thrive Market was one of the only places that I could go to, if not the only place, to find snacks, ingredients, substitutes. And that helped me out so much. We've got some friends that are very strictly gluten-free, and we have them over often. So I like to stock up on snacks that they can have. We love Z-bars. My boys love these epic chicken sriracha bars. In fact, I'm gonna pull a few of these out to put in Easter baskets this year, along with some other of these little candies and stuff that I got for them. Oh, this lavender cucumber sparkling water is what made me fall in love with this brand. I actually discovered it at a local grocery store, grabbed it for a picnic we were going on with some of our friends. And when I went back to get more, I realized just how expensive these were, but then I found them on Thrive Market for less than half the price. So yeah, I stocked up. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And can I just say, side note, I've never had anything show up in one of my Thrive Market orders that had burst or leaked. The way they package their orders is so thoughtful, and everything ships from a carbon neutral facility, so you can feel really good about that. And they don't have just snacks, ingredients, food, or pantry supplies. They also carry cleaning supplies. I needed a new little detailed scrub brush, so I added that to the order. I love their own house brand Rosie, which has great cleaning concentrates. I needed some more of that glass cleaner that I love from them. I also get skincare, hygiene, makeup items from them. You go to thrivemarket.com/Natalie Bennett, and that saves you 30% off your first order. Plus, they'll send you a free gift. Thanks so much to Thrive Market for being such an amazing partner here on my channel. Thanks to you guys for being here so that I get to work with brands that I know and love. It makes free content possible on this channel, and it helps me help support our family. I'm so very grateful. Okay, I gotta put this stuff away, pour my sparkling water over ice, and head out to the greenhouse. Are you ready to start some seeds? I am double fisting it today with the coffee and the sparkling water with electrolytes. I know I'm not the only one who does multiple beverages at one time. I've got some zinnia seeds. I special ordered these because they just look so beautiful, and I loved doing zinnias last year. I changed into a sweater and vest because it's a little chillier out here than the sunshine earlier today was letting on, but that's okay because I actually have heat mats here in the greenhouse. I have a couple of crops starting: Oregon sugar snap peas, some cabbage. I want to grow lots of cabbage this year, and now is the time with it still being chilly out. We learned from a friend how to make naturally fermented homemade sauerkraut, and oh my gosh, it's so delicious. It's so good for you. It stays good forever in the fridge. Those are probably the only two garden crops that I'm starting right now, along with starting some flowers. I also would like to do a little bit of seed organization and decluttering in here. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of keeping seed packets out here in the greenhouse, which probably means a lot of my seeds are bad, but I'm still gonna give them a try. But I do have some moldy seed packets that I do need to declutter out. And then I've had these for years now and still haven't organized into them. This photo organizer from Michaels, perfect thing to throw seed packets in, and then I'm going to be storing them in our home or in the garage to be nice and temperature and light controlled. And this is the zinnia peppermint stick. Look at how pretty that is. And then I also have these zinnia Aztec burgundy bicolor. Aren't these gorgeous? So I've got those. Oh, I also want to start these Isabellina ones. Ooh, and I also wanted to start some cosmos as well. I've never grown cosmos before, but they're kind of in that same list when you research easy to grow cut flowers. Prolific, hard to kill, can take full sun, drought tolerant, but also some shade and rain. So I think that would be a good option for us. So I'll stop chatting. You're probably ready to not hear my voice for a little bit. I'll play some gentle music for us, and we can enjoy the sights and the sounds and the peace of the greenhouse on a semi-sunny spring day. What?
So he climbed up the tree,
Uh-huh.
grabbed a nut, and carried it down to his favorite spot.
That's adorable.
Do you want to see?
I do want to see.
Mom, what's brown and sticky?
A stick.
Yeah. You ready?
I am ready. Let's go see the squirrel. I'm getting distracted by daffodils. They're so pretty. Look at it. We have our first tulip. The bluebells are almost ready to bloom.
Mom, check. Do you see him?
Oh, I do see him.
There we go.
Last year we grew so many sunflowers, and the kids wanted to save some of the seeds so that we could plant them again this year. So we have been holding this little paper bag with all of these seeds in it for this year. I'm going to plant some of them today. I think I'm going to have Haley come in here and help me. She's been just chomping at the bit to plant these sunflower seeds. And I'm not going to put a label on these other than sunflowers, probably all cross-pollinated. So they're no longer recognizable as a specific variety of sunflower. Here is your little tray. You're gonna put 2 or 3 seeds in each little square, and then lightly just kind of press it down a little bit.
What is this?
Oh, that is a chunk from a sunflower.
Yeah, enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'm gonna plant a black one in here.
Ooh. That's probably one of those autumn beauty ones. Love working in the greenhouse in springtime, in kind of like the early morning through early afternoon, because the sunlight comes through here and it shines through this stained glass iris that I have up here that was my grandma's. It's very special and beautiful. My grandma loved irises, and whenever I see them, that's who I think of. When I see a lot of flowers, I think of my grandma, because she was an amazing gardener.
Like a long time ago, and I still haven't planted them.
I don't think they're there, but I am going to be organizing my seeds here today if you want to look through what I end up organizing.
It's a picture of a lady holding like a bunch of flowers in her hand.
Yeah, that would be Florette. Let's see. Is it this lady?
Yes.
Yep. This is one of my seed packets. I just ripped it open. And that molded in here. The roof was leaking. I don't know if the seeds will sprout, but I want to try. I ordered these from Florette. They don't even sell seeds right now. Give this a try because these look like they're going to be so gorgeous. I had every intention to plant them last year and I just didn't. Seeds that we just planted for the sunflowers we harvested from last year, I'm calling them Glenhaven sunflowers, because if there was cross-pollination, it happened here. I know I have more seeds in various places, but these are all of the packets that were out here. I'm gonna keep this little station set up because I will probably find some seeds that I want to sow today. I've got those started over there. I'll turn the lights on once I start seeing sprouts. But for now, let's head to the front porch swing, and I'm going to start sorting these out, decluttering some, and then getting them into this little organizer. While I do that, let's have a chat about something that has been on my heart lately. Oh, I stepped in for about 15 minutes to do something, and I think Judah sorted these for me. I now have a pile of flower seeds and a pile of veggie garden seeds. What a sweet guy. Ooh, the wind's kicking up. But it's also sunnier than it was when it was still. Oh my gosh, look at that pollen. I wondered why I was starting to feel a little itchy. I don't have very bad seasonal allergies at all. I've really acclimated over the last few years. The first spring we were here, it was awful. But each year has just gotten better and better. But I was noticing when I was inside, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling a little like scratchy. And now that I look at the breeze blowing through these conifers, the drifts of pollen just blowing off of them is a sight to behold. I think I'll start with zinnias in this one here, since I have zinnias on my mind. Oh, they're not gonna all fit, are they? Maybe I need to apply the container method to my seed collection, because I am busting at the seams of this generously sized little organizer for zinnias. Whew. I've also got marigolds here, cosmos, calendulas. Oh, these are all like orange flowers. Maybe I'll do an orange flower mix. Nasturtium, I'll put those in there as well. Cosmos in this one. Sunflower, of course. So here's a crazy blend of sunflowers, what it's called. Here's our Glenhaven blend. Like I said, I have had this organizer for years. I think I bought this when we built the garden, and I just have not taken the time to do the organization. And this has kind of brought up, again, something that has been on my heart, and it's this idea of comparison. I would say when I was younger, I would definitely compare myself to other people. I don't do that as much these days. We're all in a different place, so if you are in a place right now where you find yourself comparing yourself to other people, I have absolutely been there. I'm just not there right now. Where I am right now is actually comparing myself to myself. In that, I will look at what I was doing this time last year or 2 or 3 years ago. And I am somehow in this weird sort of competition with myself. That somehow I feel like, and I think a lot of it is actually on more of a subconscious level than like making the choice to think about this. Although I do need to be careful to, take my thoughts captive and to root out unproductive thoughts. But I find that I look like this time last year, we were in Ireland. Weston and I flew out to be with his mom's side of the family. She's from Northern Ireland. We were there for a family wedding. It was the best trip we've ever taken. In fact, I actually have a vlog about it over on my Patreon, and that is one of the only posts over there completely open to the public. You can go watch it even if you're not subscribed over there. But I'd love it if you'd subscribe over there, because we have a lot of fun. But this Ireland trip was just amazing. We loved it. And the memories popped up on my phone, and I was going, oh man, I wish I was in Ireland right now. Like, that was so much fun. And I was comparing where I was last year to where I am right now. Oh, and the other day we were talking about our Easter plans and what we're going to be doing, and the kids were like, do you think we're gonna do Easter baskets this year? Just kind of, because we don't do a bona fide Easter basket every year. It's not really our style to do that. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Sometimes it's like a family gift, sometimes it's individual, sometimes we just kind of hang out at my mom's house or do the Easter egg hunt at our church, and it's not really that big of a deal when it comes to giving gifts and stuff like that. Easter is much more about like the reason for the day that we celebrate as Christians rather than like gifts or trinkets or stuff like that. So I was talking to the kids about it, and Haley brought up, she was like, one year for Easter, you surprised us with a trip to Disney World. I was like, oh yeah, no, that's not happening this year. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page as far as that goes. I realized, I'm not the only one who thinks back, what were we doing this time last year, or 3 or 10 or 15 years ago? Last year, I did not have the time, bandwidth, mental energy to sit and sort seeds. I've wanted to do this project for so long. Last year, I was traipsing around Ireland, and I was bummed in traipsing around Ireland that I wasn't tending to some of the projects and some of the things that I really wanted to get done, but physically couldn't because I was on the other side of the world. And it's so silly how we get discontent or disgruntled about things that are actually a blessing. The fact that I am able to finally do this project, this is a blessing. I will feel so much better when this is done. Ugh, those are moldy. I don't know. I would like to know in the comments if you are similar or different in this way. The older I get, the more I realize that more than one thing can be true at the same time, even though those realities seem to sometimes be opposite or really differ from each other. I can very much look back on the old days and have fond memories, or maybe not so fond memories sometimes, of like the newborn stage, the projectile vomiting, until the boys were 10 months old after every single nursing they had. I don't miss those days, I'm just gonna be honest. I do miss the sweet baby snuggles and smelling their heads, and that stage had its sweetness. I can miss elements of those days while at the same time enjoying the stage that I'm in with my kids right now. I can have fond memories of the trip that we took to Ireland and actually start making plans for the next trip because we'd love to take the kids back one of these years. I can sit here and remember those times and that fun that we had while being in my own little home and not having these grand travel plans this year. I'm actually looking over at these tulips. They're called Bella Poke tulips. They're my favorite. They're just incredible. And I missed them opening up last year because we were in Ireland. And today I look over and the first one opened up today. And because I'm home, I didn't miss it. I don't know if any of that made sense. I have this like nebulous of feelings and thoughts and stuff that I pray through, and then when I try to articulate it, it's like, did that make any coherent sense at all? Hopefully it struck a chord with some of you. I think this all boils down to that scripture. Is it Ecclesiastes or Proverbs? It is Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 3 is the a time for everything passage. I'm gonna read this to you as I finish up this sorting, and I hope it blesses you. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to keep silence and a time to speak up, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. Where did this wind come from? I feel like this was not in the forecast. And it's bringing in, I think I don't know, that's a big, heavy, dark cloud over there. I think I'm ready to call it a day. I was able to pot up some chamomile in this one. And I've got some amaranth in this one. I gotta go put those on the front porch steps. Let them do their thing. I was also able to forage some of this dead nettle, which, speaking of allergies, is really good when you brew it in a tea. I'm gonna rinse these off, pluck the leaves, steep them in some hot water, and then mix that with honey and lemon. And this is like nature's Flonase. This is not medical advice. But I have found it to be very helpful in combating scratchiness and snottiness of seasonal allergies, and I have one kid in particular that is definitely struggling a bit. So I have a bunch here to let hang and dry here in my greenhouse. I'm actually gonna give that to a friend. We're going to a Mariners game this weekend. Actually, I should say we're going to a Rangers game this weekend. that happens to be hosted by the Mariners. Our friends are from Texas and they are big Rangers fans. And they bought our family tickets to go see the game for Weston's birthday, which was just a couple days ago. We are excited to go spend some time with them. I'm gonna bring this bunch inside and make tea for myself and my kiddos and call it a day with the gardening. Whoa, here comes the rain. Batten down the hatches. Alrighty, all in a good day's work. We did some decluttering. We did some gardening, seed starting, seed packet, decluttering and organization, and some heart-to-heart time. I hope this video was an encouragement to you. I hope you know you're not alone. If you struggle with comparison, even if you're not comparing yourself to other people, maybe you are like me and you're comparing yourself to yourself. I saw a post on social media the other day that said you are living at least one of your answered prayers. And that really hit home because every year looks a little bit different, and that's okay. I'm thinking the grass was greener on the other side of whatever stage of motherhood I was in, or stage of life, or whatever it is a fruitless activity. I'm gonna take these pots, put them on the front porch, take the dead nettle inside and brew some tea and say farewell. I think this is the last video that I'm posting before Easter, so if you celebrate, happy Easter. I hope it's a blessed one for you and your family. We actually have something very special and sweet happening for our family on Easter Sunday, and I'll share more about it at a later time. But for now, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Thanks so much for spending a little part of it here with me on my channel, and I'll catch you later.